That is how we get a legal profession with the language skills to serve all of our neighbors. That is how we get a profession that understands the impact of our access to justice gap. That is how we get a profession that understands the consequences of the failures of our civil and criminal justice system.
But in an effective, holistic, efficient learning environment, the co- and the extracurricular matter as well. The social matters, and even the student activism and protest matters.
And you're constantly reminded by everyone outside of your family and your community that you are less than. You are the problem. This is why it's so important for Black youth to experience life outside of the United States.
What if I told you to remove high school students from their chemistry labs because they may never become scientists? What if I suggested closing down computer science camps because those students may never become programmers? I hope that would sound absurd. Unfortunately, I constantly hear lawyers say that investing in access and opportunity before law school is too early because those students may never become attorneys. That mentality is exactly why lawyers make up the least diverse profession in America. For perspective, only 11% of attorneys identify as Black or Hispanic. We can compare that to a 32.7% share of the general population. And these facts are far greater than just bar graphs and pie charts. This is a snapshot of who has access to legal support, who has access to legal careers that can create generational wealth, and which doors to leadership positions are opened up through the power of a law degree. And these disparities are a direct result of our refusal to invest until long after most aspiring first-gen lawyers are filtered out by financial barriers. Our idea of investing in access is to provide special interview and scholarship opportunities to law students with the highest grades. And are these brilliant minds that would develop into fantastic attorneys? Absolutely. But the problem is that instead of investing and creating success stories, we are waiting and taking credit for success that happened despite our collective failures. My name is Armin Salik. I'm an attorney and the executive director of the Youth Justice Alliance. We support pre-law education, and we run a 4-year fellowship program for aspiring first-gen lawyers. My journey to establishing the Youth Justice Alliance started during my 3rd year at the University of Houston Law Center. Through a program called Street Law, I was given the opportunity to work with a high school in Houston called the High School for Law and Justice. The students and I had deep conversations around immigration law, family law, criminal law, and more. And while there was a story of a family member's deportation, their own testimony in child custody battles, or an uncle that was missed and incarcerated but never forgotten, those students provided valuable insights based on their own lived experiences. And for most of them, their understanding of the legal profession was of law firms they could not afford, legal aid they did not qualify for, and language barriers between their parents and effective counsel. As much as our profession needed those perspectives, those voices, those language skills, and those lived experiences, I understood why their voices were underrepresented. Between high school dreams and law school realities stands a very expensive LSAT course, a lack of access to mentors who have undergone that journey, and a lack of financial access to unpaid but prestigious internships. I'm grateful for that program because it helped me fall in love with education. It helped me get my law degree, it helped me pass the bar exam, and within a year, I was teaching law full-time in South Austin at Aikens High School. And just like those students in Houston, my new students represent everything our profession needed. The language skills to serve their communities, yes. The lived experiences to be passionate about serving their neighbors, yes. A head start on trial advocacy, critical thinking, and communication skills, yes. Recognizing the wealth of talent, I asked my school's administrators if we could start a high school legal aid clinic. The students would provide free legal support under my license as legal assistants. They said yes, and we were off. Those students conducted intake, interviewed, translated, and because of those students, there are people in South Austin who have wills, green cards, citizenship, and more. In addition to that, we even worked with an outside organization to help other young people get expungements so that they could get back on track toward their education and professional goals. I was proud of our program, but what was the next step? What would happen when they graduated from our high school clinic and mock trial team? What would happen when they faced the sticker shock of that LSAT course? What would happen when they lost access to our community of volunteer attorneys and judges? Recognizing that there was still a gap that existed, the Youth Justice Alliance was formed. We provide cohorts of aspiring first-gen lawyers with the resources they need to overcome the most common barriers to law school. The first summer after high school, they are paid to come to Austin and learn under expert practitioners during the day and enjoy recreational programming in the afternoon. The second summer, they will shadow civil, criminal, and juvenile court judges, learning the difference between TV law dramas and the real practice of law. The third summer, they will work with a legal service nonprofit, paid again, reminding them of why they want that law degree and the impact they can have once they achieve that dream. And the fourth summer, we put $1,500 toward their LSAT course and the price of those exams. Along the way, they deepen those relationships with that cohort of like-minded peers.